Properties of charge. This concept is very important for board examination. See, usually for board examination, you will have so many important concepts. But all the concepts may not be learned by the all students. So this is a very important concept, and it can be learned by any kind of student. Even average and below average student also can learn these points very easily. So this, I can say, it is everyone's cup of tea. So read these properties carefully. First property of charge is charge is additive. Second property is charge is conserved. Third property is charge is quantized. Fourth property is charge is invariant. Charge is invariant. These are the properties of charge. What is meant by charge is additive? That we'll discuss in detail. We already know charge is a scalar quantity. So, to get total charge of a system, if you add algebraically enough, you will get the net charge. For example, if I take a system, this boundary is a system. This system contains 3 charges. Say Q1 is 10 microcoulomb and Q2 is minus 4 microcoulomb and say Q3 is 2 microcoulomb. Like this, this system contains 3 charges, Q1, Q2 and Q3. If you want to calculate the total charge of the system, you need to add these 3 by using simple algebra. So net charge Q is equal to Q1 plus Q2 plus Q3. Here we have to remember one more important point. When you are calculating the scalar physical quantity, we need to take the sign of the charge. That is important. When you are calculating scalar physical quantity, you need to take the sign of the charge. See here, charge scalar, scalar, scalar. If you add all, you will get again a charge. That means the end result is a charge. This is a scalar quantity. That's why we must take the sign of the charge. Now I will calculate the net charge of the system. That is Q is equal to Q1 is positively charged. So 10 microcoulomb plus Q2 is a negative charge. So I must take the sign of the charge. So minus 4 microcoulomb plus Q3 is positive. So plus 2 microcoulomb. Now this is 10, this is minus 4, this is plus 2. 10 minus 4, 6, 6 plus 2, 8 microcoulomb. So total charge of the system is 8 microcoulomb. That means the total charge of a system charge of a system is equal to algebraic sum of charges located in the system. Okay, so that's why we can call it as charge is additive. And second property of matter is, the second property of charge is conserved. Charge is conserved. What does it mean? Conserved means charge can neither be created nor be destroyed, but it can be transferred from one body to another body. That means entire universe is made up of fixed charge. That means number of electrons in the universe will never change. Number of protons in the universe will never change, because creating electron or destroying electron is impossible. That is the meaning of charge is conserved. Charge can neither be created nor be destroyed, but it can be transferred from one body to another body. Third property of charge is quantized. Charge is quantized. What is the meaning of quantization? So any body have charge an integer multiples of charge of the electron. That is the meaning of quantization. So if you take any body, this body may have charge equal to 1 unit of charge of electron, or 2 units of charge of electron, or 3 units of charge of electron, or n units of charge of electron, but not the fraction. That means half electron, 3/4 electron, 2/3 electron. These kind of fractions are not possible. This is called quantization. It may consist of positive or negative, both is possible. That means from negative infinity to -3, -2e, -e, 0, e, 2e, 3e, and so on up to infinity. The charge possessed by any body is an integral multiples of charge of electrons, is called quantization of charge. This quantization of charge is first proposed by Faraday and later experimentally proved by Millikan. So from this quantization of charge, we can write expression for charge, that is Q is equal to plus or minus Ne. If the body have positive charge, then I can say Q is equal to plus Ne. If it is negatively charged body, then we will say Q is equal to minus Ne. From this expression, even we can define SI unit of charge, that is Coulomb. Actually, this question is very important. Once they have asked in the board examination, but majority of the students have answered wrongly this question because they are not focusedly read the question, I think. Actually, the question asked is like this: define SI unit of charge. They've asked a question like this: define SI unit of charge. This was the very first question in the board examination paper. Maybe because of the over excitement or I don't know, but because of various reasons, students have forgot to notice this word, define SI unit of charge. They forgot this and they felt that this question is they're asking what is the SI unit of charge. Majority of them have wrote answer is Coulomb. Obviously you won't get mark. Because they have not asked what is the SI unit of charge. They have asked to define SI unit of charge. That means we need to define 1 coulomb of charge. To define this 1 coulomb of charge, I will take the help of charges quantization expression. Q is equal to NE. If you take charge, SI unit of charge is 1 coulomb, charge on the body is 1 coulomb, N is an integer, and E is charge of the electron, that is 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 coulombs. Then N is equal to 1 by 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19. If you simplify this, N integer value, you will get 6.25 into 10 to the power of plus 18. That means any body to have a 1 coulomb of charge, this body must lose 6.25 into 10 to the power of 18 number of electrons, because loss of electrons gives positive charge to the body. So now I can comfortably define SI unit of charge. If any body loses 6.25 into 10 to the power of 18 number of electrons, then it will acquire 1 coulomb of charge. So this is the definition of 1 coulomb. Otherwise, even we can define SI unit of charge 1 coulomb in many ways. This is one of the way. See, if they have asked almost at the end of the academic year, so you can define 1 coulomb by taking another mathematical expressions like I is equal to Q by T. We have already used when we wrote the dimensional formula for charge. If 1 ampere current passes through a conductor in an interval of 1 unit time, that is 1 second, then obviously you will get charge is 1, SI unit is coulomb. So even we can define like this. 1 coulomb of charge can be defined as 1 ampere of current flows through the conductor in 1 unit time, then the amount of flow of charge passing through the conductor is 1 coulomb. In that way also we can define. And the fourth property of charge is invariant. Charge is invariant. What is the meaning of charge is invariant? Means when a charged body, when a body possesses certain amount of charge, say 2 microcoulomb, this body is having charge 2 microcoulomb, the magnitude of charge does not change with the velocity of the charged body, or the charge on a body is independent of velocity with which it moves. Why we are studying this? Because why we are particularly discussing about this charge is invariant? Because charge is a fundamental property of matter, but matter mass can change. Matter mass depends on velocity of the particle or velocity of the body. According to Einstein's relativistic theory, mass of the body at any instant m is equal to m naught divided by square root of 1 minus v square by c square. When a body is in motion, if you want to calculate mass of the body when it is moving with certain velocity, then we have to use this expression m is equal to m naught by square root of 1 minus v square by c square. Here v is velocity with which the body is moving and c is velocity of light. For example, if the body is at rest means velocity of the particle is 0. That means m is equal to m naught divided by square root of 1 minus 0 by c square. 0 by anything 0 and 1 minus 0 is 1, root 1 is 1. So you will get mass is m naught. That's why m naught is called rest mass of the particle or rest mass of the body. Imagine if the body is moving with a velocity equal to velocity of light. V is equal to c, for example. If that is the case, mass of that particle at that instant or mass of the particle when it is moving with a velocity equal to velocity of light is m is equal to m naught divided by square root of 1 minus c square by c square. C square cancels, you will get 1 and 1 minus 1 0. So in denominator if you get 0, the whole value becomes infinity. So that means the same mass, see m naught is the rest mass of the body when it is at rest, but when this body is moving with a velocity equal to velocity of light, its mass becomes infinity. The quantity of matter varies with velocity of the body. So we have checked just because charge is a fundamental property of matter. When mass is increasing, maybe what happens to this magnitude of charge we have studied, but magnitude of charge observed remains same. That's why charge is invariant.